How's it going, guys? Last vlog for today. This one's going to be titled Handling Problems. I find it very important that people try their best to handle their problems, and as I've said before, don't let your problem or your circumstance define you. There's going to be problems that are thrown at you, and some that are even out of your control. And the best thing that you could do sometimes is rely on professional opinion. Sometimes you have to take the advice of professionals, and sometimes you truly have to question. There's been times in my life, and here recently, where I've gotten advice from professionals, and sometimes I take it with a grain of salt. Sometimes I follow it to a T, and sometimes I question it. And it depends on how you handle that problem, and um, whether you choose to educate yourself on dealing with that particular problem. It really sets you up for success to a certain extent. Um, and not all problems will be easy to manage, easy to maintain. But as problems occur in my life, the best way that I deal with it, I've got this problem solver mentality. So when problems are people come to me with problems, I automatically start looking for solutions. That's just the way my brain works. And I just start to think of possible outcomes. What are the possible outcomes when given a problem set? And you'll learn a lot of this in as simple as mathematics to real world problems. You'll be given, let's say, a problem of, give me a second. Let's say somebody gets sick and you have to do something about it. There's only a couple different ways that that can play out. Either the person gets sick and you can do something about it, or the person gets sick and you can't do anything about it. And really, how you choose to define that, whether you want to take care of the person that's sick, or you want to educate yourself to be able to make their life a little bit easier, more comfortable, so they don't feel as sick, or just help them get over the sickness. And there's really a lot of different ways that it could play out. But how you educate and how you choose to target your problems really will set you up for success. And whenever problems get thrown at you, as I've said many times before, you cannot let them define you. You have to use them as a learning experience so you can talk about them in the future. And I don't particularly want to talk about the problems that came into my life recently, but they're being managed to the best of our abilities, me and my family's abilities. And there was only so many different outcomes that could have been possible. And you always try and cater to the needs of those around you if the problem doesn't necessarily impact you as strong as it impacts somebody else. So um, dealing with problems is definitely something that's going to happen in everybody's lives. I don't think there's one person in this world that goes through life without a single problem. You may encounter several problems on a daily basis, and it's how you handle those problems that really defines you and kind of sets your parameters as to what you would like to do and what you expect to do, and what people should expect of you whenever it comes to problem solving. And you shouldn't make more of a deal of something than it truly is. And if you're a little outside of your depth, don't be afraid to seek professional advice or professional help. Go see a doctor. Go see somebody that can help you and that can provide the help that you may need. Um, there's not there's only a limited amount of problems that you'll be able to solve yourself, and some problems will have to be solved by other people. And it's not unmanly to have other people solve your problems. Some things are just out of your capacity, out of your capability to solve, and that's why these other people get paid certain money to solve problems for you, and they're put in place in order to solve those problems. So use them sometimes. Use the resources you have to the best of your ability, so you can take care of the problems that are present in your life. If you can't figure them out on your own, I do encourage you try and figure them out on your own from time to time. But like I said, if you're out of your depth, out of your element, definitely rely on somebody who is a subject matter expert. That way, you're not caught blindsided if something were to happen that you weren't anticipating. So that'll be it for the last vlog here today. I'll be posting all of these here shortly to my channel, and I appreciate you guys watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, and I will see you guys on the next one. And I hope you guys enjoy the mountain views, and I apologize about the cars in the background.